just to switch gears here, if it's all right, Noel, just to talk a little bit more about Gymshark.
Mhm.
And this podcast, Growth Untold, also is about highlighting and celebrating diversity and diverse voices. And Mena and I noticed Gymshark is really a market leader in that approach, and not only racial diversity and ethnic diversity from Leanna Deeb, out of home billboard campaign. It's beyond that. It's about like inclusivity of mental health. The whole deloading campaign, huge fan of that. Like I was always a fan of deloading in the gym, even though I hated doing that at the time when I was a powerlifter. I hated it. I was like, I don't want to deload. But in this particular use case, you made it something what people can rally behind and fall in love with a popular gym cultural narrative that's about going the opposite of hustle porn and taking a step back, relaxing, right? Maybe can you just walk us through the evolution of Gymshark, historical state, all about, maybe stringers, and you just create that beautiful Venn diagram of sports, Venice Beach culture, where you guys are today with this beautiful purpose-driven company.
Damn, what a question. That is a first of all, let me big shout out to Alex, right? Because so many people would miss the deload reference in there. I'm so glad that you identified it. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is a common thing in like the bodybuilding, powerlifting world, whatever else. And in fact, Alex, you tell us what's involved in a deload week.
Yeah, back in my powerlifting and bodybuilding days, basically I think the term of deload means that you have to take time off because you take two steps back to get a couple steps forward, right? You have to relax the joints, the muscles, take some time off lifting lighter to attack it the next cycle.
There you
Is
go.
that is that what it means? Is that what
Yep,
you?
spot
Yeah.
on, man. Or to take it really succinctly, right? Take a weight off. So you can imagine when a brand like ours, we want to approach that brief of mental health, and we want to figure out a way and an umbrella and a term that we can, I don't know, we can try and own in when it comes to all things taking a break, taking a step back. When one of our creative team, shout out to the creative team, came up with the idea of deload, I thought that's so good. It's so amazing. Again, literally the idea of taking a weight off, as in stripping the weight off the bar, but still doing it, but not doing the weights you would normally press or squat or whatever else it might be. It was so perfect for what we wrapped up as what we wrapped up into our mental health campaign. And deloads, it's like an umbrella term for everything we do. We kind of figured out early on that mental health and physical health are really, really linked. Some of the most shredded, in shape, aspirational physiques I know, when you talk to them and say, wow, you look amazing, so many of them say, yeah, but I only got into this because it helped me, it helped the way I think and helped me deal with my job or my the casting calls I was going to, and I wasn't booking any gigs or anything like that. Like, and I was going to the gym because it helped me. Do you know what I mean? Um, and like the physique and all the other stuff was just like a happy byproduct of that. Do you know what I mean? There's a common meme or a common thing you might have seen on there online, which is go up to the biggest guy in the gym and say, "Who hurt you, bro?" Do you know what I mean? Because the whole reason he's there is because he's like mentally messed up. So when we realized that was a real thing for our consumers, like, well, obviously we need to try and have a hand in this mental health thing then. And then deload was a theme, and we activated it in a certain way, and it did well, it did okay. But the time where deload really hit its stride was when, again, I talked earlier about Apple unlocked that huge business opportunity and that human truth with the AirPods. We try and base everything we do in like real human truths, and the human truth that we uncovered was the fact that men, and obviously men's mental health in particular, is a particularly sensitive subject. There's some like horrendous statistics about male suicide and some really horrible stuff like that. So we wanted to help, and we heard this statistic that men are, and I think this is more of a British thing than an American thing, but men are more likely to share their problems with their barber than their therapist, right? And every that thing that you two just did there, that nod is the same nod I've got from everybody who have repeated that line to, right? Which is that's one of those moments where if you're a marketer, you go, "Oh man, I'm onto something here." Do you know what I mean? That really resonates. So we opened the DELOAD barbershop in London, where we had barbers that were trained in, as mental health professionals, and we encourage men to come down, get a cut, get a skin fade, whatever else, and talk about their life. And man, the noise that made, the way that was adopted, the way people shared that message, the messages we got in. I want to be anonymous with this on purpose, but we had like a woman get involved and say, sorry, drop us a message and say, guys, I just want to thank you for what you did. We live nowhere near London. My husband didn't come to the barber shop, any of that stuff, but he saw what you guys were doing. And that night came home and said to me, hey, I could do with talking to you. Like, there's some stuff going on, which I'd like to open up about. Do you know what I mean? So the beauty of it is, even though we probably, I don't know, during that time we cut I don't know, X hundred guys' hair, and I'm sure they came along and they got a bunch of value from that. But then the noise, the osmosis, and the noise that made, right, and raising the awareness of telling guys like you should open up, you should talk, all that kind of stuff. Take the weight off. Going back to the deload thing, I'm so proud of that, honestly. Like, and people quote it to me all the time. I don't know how aware you guys are of Cannes, like Cannes Lions. They give out like, the most prestigious marketing awards. We don't really do that because we don't kind of need to. We're not an agency, but we had like multiple people from Cannes message and be like, please submit that for an award because like we're telling you it's going to win. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was really cool. We didn't actually do it because we don't do this stuff for awards. We do it because we think it helps our community and we just want to be seen as sincere as possible. But yeah, that was dope, man. And that's the kind of stuff that when I'm an old man, right, and I'm looking back over my life and whatever else, I'll be really proud that a company that I was a part of was able to do stuff like that.